$30,000 level for roughly 4 entire weeks. Is Bitcoin due for a dumpy do times 2? As Bitcoin dominance struggles to hold even the 50% levels, is the crypto market about to experience a shocking price event that will scare even the most experienced of moon boys? As Bitcoin has been trading at $30,000 for roughly now an entire month since the middle of June, Bitcoin has been unable to really gain any ground, any traction significantly above 30,000. And with the recent shocking developments last week of the SEC getting absolutely chewed up, spit out, and covered in peanut butter, only to be slurped up later by XRP and Ripple, the Ripple team, altcoins were able to gain significant ground and actually push Bitcoin below the 50% dominance fairly quickly, where right now it's still sitting right around the 50% dominance level for Bitcoin. But do we now at this point actually have to anticipate a pullback retest, some sort of retest, before ultimately breaking the 30K level? Because as myself and most people, in fact, I think everyone on the planet knows, 30K is by far the biggest resistance of this entire cycle. 30K resistance is, if you would have to mark the bear market to bull market with one price being broken above, it would be the 30K level. That is what really truly will determine the difference between a bear and a bull market. And ultimately finding support above 30K down the road. For example, like let's say we go to 38 next month and then we come back all the way down and retest 30K and hold that, right? That is a scenario that's realistic, but also something necessary to happen and also likely to happen in a bull market. But we're still at that first phase of this. We're still at the first phase where we have not concretely broken above 30K since falling below it back in May of 2022, right? Roughly about 14 months ago. And beginning today, you have 4 days to join my trading competition with Femex. All you have to do is click the link below at the top of the description, sign up, just join with that link, and you'll be eligible. The competition begins on July 21st, so you have 4 days to sign up. But realistically, I want to look at this. So we do see Bitcoin dropping below 50% dominance. Not good for Bitcoin specifically, but this altcoin news and altcoin euphoria is absolutely the reason for this. And actually, without even wasting any more time talking about it, let's just jump into the Bitcoin dominance chart, specifically where this is the highest Bitcoin dominance has been since the last altcoin season, basically. Bitcoin peaked at the very end, the literal last couple days of 2020 at around 72%. And this is the highest that we've been these last couple weeks in Bitcoin dominance since then. Roughly about 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, all the way up at 51% or so. Did we get up? Yeah, we got up to about 52%. And now you can see last week we had a pretty significant move from 51 all the way down to 49. And right now we're still right about there, right at about 50%. So as we enter this next phase here, are we going to see a continued transition of Bitcoin continuing to lose dominance every single cycle? Whereas in the last cycle, the height of the last cycle, it was up at 73%. And then the cycle before that was the big one. It was at 96%. Think about how insane that is. It was 96% of the entire crypto market just about 6 years ago in that bull market. And then it peaked only at 73%. Now, what if we only peaked Bitcoin dominance in this cycle around 55%? And then we saw a continued decline in Bitcoin dominance, whereas altcoins soak up more and more of the market. Especially after this latest SEC ruling, I think that that's so incredibly likely. If altcoins are not shackled by faulty accusations by the SEC, then I think the trend, basically, if you want Bitcoin dominance to ever have a chance of getting anywhere close to 70% dominance again, you would, one, want to see the SEC completely destroy Ripple, which did not happen. And you want to see the SEC completely destroy all of the altcoins they listed in their recent lawsuit just a couple of weeks ago as well, such as Cardano, such as Polygon, such as all of these top alts. If you want Bitcoin dominance to ever have a chance of getting to 70% dominance again, you need that to happen. And it doesn't look like that's going to happen. You know, it's not guaranteed, but really, if you're betting on dominance getting back to 70%, the SEC coming down hard on altcoins is your best shot. but also probably like your only shot of that being realistic. So, and there's some people that are listening to this that really, really do not like that. But I think a lot of people listening to that also just know it's plain obvious. It's really the only way altcoins can get absolutely pounded here, because people are interested. I mean, think about it. Everyday people, every year that goes by and more people get into crypto, do you think that they're attracted to the thing that costs $30,000? Or do you think they're going to go, right? I'm not saying one way is right or one way is wrong. I'm not really giving my opinion on it. All I'm saying is I've been in this market for a fair amount of time now, and people are very attracted to lower market cap coins where they think they can make a lot of money. And most people that are not in crypto anymore that know about it or haven't gotten in yet, they're aware that Bitcoin is too expensive for them. Even though you can buy a fraction of a Bitcoin, the returns, and it's also frankly true. Bitcoin, let's say it 10x's this bull market. There's going to be dozens of coins that 30, 40, 50x. So if you're looking for bigger returns on investment, it's simply, the only way Bitcoin's going to have massive returns, which I do think will happen at some point this cycle, is massive institutional money. But, if you think altcoins are going away, they're not, right? People, whether you like it or not, people are interested in altcoins. And again, the only way that I think altcoins would get destroyed is if there would be completely massive banning of altcoins, which would begin with something like the SEC, which doesn't look like they don't have the jurisdiction, but it's even legally, it looks like they obviously don't either. But CryptoCon pointing this out, the Bitcoin TD Sequential, no bull market has ever taken place without one important signal, the monthly TD Sequential Golden 7. He says, ever wonder why 2019 failed to produce a fruitful bull market and caused Bitcoin to go sideways for every year? The Golden 7, this is where it failed right here, where we got to 6 and then it failed. But here we are. So we've just received 7. I think over the next few months, we're going to have a lot of price action pumping to the upside. In the short term, though, as I've been saying, 30K is that big battle. This is the last big battle of the bear to bull market, in my opinion. I think it's very, 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 I think it's almost too obvious. Not saying that it's too obvious that it won't happen, but I think it's just because a lot of people, even though it's so obvious, I think a lot of people are failing to understand how big of support or how big of resistance 30K is and how big of support it will be when it flips 30K. But 30K is the biggest test on the entire chart. This chart summarizes it perfectly. I mean, by far 30K. Once we get above 30K, the resistance will be like rubbing peanut butter on your belly. It'll just be super sticky and smooth and really fun and a big mess. And remember, you have 4 days beginning today to sign up for my Femex competition below, massive rewards and everything like that. If you guys are interested, sign up with my link to Femex below in the description. And without any further ado, it's free.